Sahana Vavadu Sahanau Punaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidyushavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So in the first word, mantra it is said, there are two types of mind. One is pure and the other impure. And impure mind is that with desires or lust, that with expectation we are joining our own mind with so many objects. And that is only because we do not know the real nature of ourselves. Our real nature is Ananda. And it is fullness. To realize our real nature is Ananda, actually no scriptural study is essential. Only through a logical inquiry, everybody can, if he is ready, realize that our real nature is Ananda. That is, everybody knows we love ourselves most. We love ourselves more than not only anybody else outside our being, but even our limbs like Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, Antakarana, etc. We are ready to get rid of them to save ourselves. We love ourselves most. And there is another test when we are alone, that is in the state of Sushupti, when there is no husband, no wife, no father, no mother, nobody. Then we are alone. It is then that we get real happiness, or what we can call a mirror image of bliss. In the common language, it is the bliss. We are getting bliss when we are in deep sleep and there is nobody else. Then there is nobody else. We alone. And when we are alone, we are getting ultimate happiness or bliss. That means our real nature is nothing but Ananda. But we are not realizing that because of so many superimpositions, so many identifications with many objects. We are not at all realizing this. Not realizing this very nature of ourselves, we are running here and there behind many objects in search of happiness, joy. So all this makes desires, and the desires again makes so many waves in our minds, and these waves make the mind turbulent, and that makes it unclear, just like a turbulent pond. Full of waves and movements. We cannot see the bottom of that pond. Just like that, Atma Chaitanya is, even though it is reflected or it is clearly seen, when our mind is disturbed, it is moving, it is running here and there, we are not realizing what our real nature is. That is why it is said, Ashuddham Kama Samyuktam and Shuddham Kama Vivarjitam. So in the first mantra, Rishi divides the mind into two, pure and impure. And this purity and impurity do not come from something outside, but it is coming out of our own desires. Nobody else is making our mind impure. We, adding so many desires, are making our mind impure. So why this sort of explanation is given there about mind? Why two divisions of mind are given there in the first mantra? What is the use of such a study? That is replied in the second mantra, much quoted, and it is a very famous mantra. Even in the preliminary classes of Vedanta, this mantra we will hear repeatedly quoted by teachers. That is, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho bandhaya vishayasaktam muktiyai nirvishayam smridam. There is another patha, muktam nirvishayam smridam. Two pathas are there. One is bandhaya vishayasaktam muktam nirvishayam smridam. Another patha is bandhaya vishayasaktam muktiyai nirvishayam smridam. Both are same. Still more appropriate is muktiyai nirvishayam smridam. That is more appropriate. See, why in the first mantra divisions of mind has been given? Because here it is said, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. Bandha mokshayoho karanam mana eva. Kesham manushyana. For human beings. For human beings. Manushyana. Manushya means Manu Avabodhane. That is the root from which the term Manushya comes. Of course, Manava also comes from that same root. So one who has the capacity to know, to realize, one who has that ability to know, he is a Manushya. So we have that ability to know because we are Manushyas. When that ability to know is there, we must know and we must realize and we must be above the clutches of ignorance. But it is not so. Almost all men means men and women, we are seeing bound by avidya. even though they are Manushas. They have the ability to know. Why? Because they are bound by their own mind, by nobody else. That is said here, described here, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. The very cause for bandha and moksha. Bandha is bondage, moksha is liberation. So the very cause for or cause of bandha and moksha is mind itself. Mind is the cause for our bandha, mind is the cause for our moksha. The same mind. All the time we are complaining, he is binding me, he is binding me. And ajnana is binding me. I am bound in the samsara. So many things we are saying. And we are praying also, oh Lord, give me moksha. Give me moksha. Like beggars, we are begging. But the real scene is, you need not beg like that. Because one who is binding you is your own mind, nobody else. We are bound to many things only because of our own mind. Mana eva manushyana karanam bandha mokshayoho. The cause for both bondage and liberation is one's own mind. Mana eva. There eva is there. To affirm, it is affirmative. It is affirmative. There is no doubt. There is no other cause for your bandha and moksha. It is mind alone. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. How it is? Bandhaya vishayasaktam. Muktiyai nirvishayam smrtam. Vishayasaktam. Asaktam means attached. Vishaya means objects of senses. Objects of senses. So, that mind which is attached to sense objects, that is bandhaya, for bondage. That means there are so many objects in this world, or so many things in this world. Not objects, things. So many things in this world. But when we are making it an object of our senses or mind, it is becoming an object. Otherwise it is not an object. So we are making many things objects of our mind and senses, sense organs. So actually there is no such a thing as object in this world. We are making. We are making. And when we are making something as an object of our mind or indriya, it is Vishaya. Otherwise it is not a Vishaya. We are making Vishayas. Shabda is there, Sparsha is there. But Shabda and Sparsha are not Vishayas. They are simply Shabda and Sparsha. When we are objectifying through our senses. Then it becomes objects. So many shabdas are there. But when we sit here and listen to this Amritabindu Upanishad explanation, this is our Vishaya. But sitting here, if we are hearing that what he is saying, what that man is speaking, then that is our Vishaya, not this. So we are making actually Vishayas. And what happens, even if Vishaya we are making, there is no problem. I am seeing a flower and I am making it a Vishaya. Now that flower is a Vishaya. That also will not bind me. Because flower came and flower goes. When we are traveling through a road, so many Vishayas are coming and going. Many things we are hearing, many things we are seeing, but they are not binding us. Why? Because we are not attached to them. But if we are attached to something, we will be bound by that. Yesterday, more than lakhs and lakhs people might have died. Because daily it is happening. Those are not becoming Vishayas of our mind. But one man's death, as an effect of stone pelting by communist people, it became a Vishaya. Because our mind is going and making it attached. In a big railway station where shunting is being done, there will be hundreds and hundreds of compartments. When one engine moves, they won't move. They'll be there. But those compartments which are bound with the engine, that will move. Like that, we are binding each and everything with our mind. In two ways. One, it is mine. The other, it is not mine. He is a friend, he is an enemy. Both these are bondages. I want this, I don't want that. And the pity of this world is we are carrying and caring our enemies more than our friends and relatives. Always we are carrying them inside. We are carrying them. Because that is the creation of attachment. Vishayasaktam. Asaktam. Asaktam is attached. So attached to Vishayas, a mind which is attached to Vishayas. And this also is a creation of the mind. So first it is attaching itself to something and then it gets bound. That mind is bandhaya. Bandhaya. It's a cause for bondage. It becomes a cause for bondage. Bandhaya, Vishayasakta. Then Nirvishayam. Nirvishayam means having no Vishayas, attachments, devoid of attachments. without attachments. It is free. It is seeing everything, it is hearing everything, it is living in this world, it is accepting things as they are coming and it is rejecting as things are going. It is not attaching with objects. Such a mind, free mind, that is nirvishaya manaha. That is muktiyai. Muktiyai means for liberation. There is another patha, muktam, that is liberated. So that mind which is not attached to objects is liberated in that patha. But when we take the patha muktiyai for liberation, that is more apt, because in the earlier line it is bandhaya, chaturthi. Bandhaya, for bondage. Here also it must be chaturthi. That is muktiyai, for liberation. So, Upanishads are moksha shastras, shastras of moksha, liberation. And the adhikari, that is who is going for study of Upanishad, is one who knows I am bound and who want to liberate himself or herself. I want liberation. I want to be above this bondage. One who has this craving inside, he is fit to study Upanishads. He is an adhikari. And here it is said, both these, that is bandha and moksha, are because of your own mind itself, not because of anybody or anything outside. If it was, the bondage was because of some gods, and if liberation was to be attained from somebody else who is sitting in some Vaikuntha or Kailasa, you cannot help yourself, because he is the person to give you liberation. It is up to him, your liberation. Rest. Then there is no meaning in Shastras. Only thing you can do is sitting here, cry like a puppy. Save me God, save me God, save me God. Nothing else you can do. But here it is said, it is no. It is your mind alone is responsible for your bandha and moksha. Your mind alone. And it is under my control, and I can make it clear, I can make it pure, I can make it sharp. So bandha and moksha is under my own control. Then it becomes my responsibility. What I want. I want to be a bound person. Yes, you are having that right to be bound. Nobody else can come and dictate, you must be a liberated man, go, be a mumukshu. No, nobody has that right. And if I want liberation, yes, you can. That is up to you. Because the cause for both is your mind, and mind is under your own control. So you can have both. Nobody else is coming and dictating. No. See, the greatness of human being is, or the fact that is putting human being in a high position than all other creatures is his ability to select. Always, always, every minute opportunities are coming in front of us, or situations are coming, and we have the right to select this or that, because always we are working with mind, and mind is sankalpa vikalpatmaka. Two opposite things are always there to select, either this or that. And the speciality of human being is this ability to select or elect. What he elect, so will be his being.
When we say that we're selecting, we're also being influenced by the samskaras, vasanas.
So many things.
So, how much of it is predetermined and how much of it is selection?
Predetermined means who has determined all this? That is the question. We are saying predetermination, yoga, vidhi, so many terms we are using. We must understand that what we call predetermination is also our own creation. Nobody else sitting in some heaven or Vaikuntha or Kailasa is determining your future or past. We ourselves, through our actions, determined our present. And through the present activities, we are determining our future. So predetermined, even if we are accepting that term, it is our own creation. But there is no doubt the present samskara is responsible for this selection, or it will influence present selection. That is true. But as we select, so will be our future, our personality, our life, everything. So there are two options always. Always there are two options, two opportunities, two situations. And we are in the middle. And we have that intellectual capacity to select between. And of course, there are so many factors which are influencing. And these factors also came as a result of our own past activities. So we are bound by ourselves, not by somebody else. Of course, we are bound by our samskaras, or so many predeterminations are there. Of course, we are accepting that. But still, those are products of our own past efforts. So there are two options. One is bondage and the other is liberation. We can opt for both, not both at the same time. That is our freedom. We have that freedom. Nobody can dictate you. You must be a mumukshu. No. There is no such a thing. But if we are making our own mind pure, what is meaning of purity? As we learned the first mantra, it is said there impurity is attachment. Attachment is the impurity. Vishayasaktam. Attached with many objects. That is the impurity of mind. Here it is said, Nirvishayam muktiyai smrtam. That which is devoid of attachments, that is the cause for liberation. And bandhaya vishayasaktam, that is attached with vishayas. As we discussed earlier, mind itself is creating all these attachments. And with this attachment it is bound. Always it is like a silk worm. To protect itself from outer circumstances, it is creating a, what you call, cocoon. It's a complicated activity. One after another, it is making threads of silk. And layer after layer will make a strong cocoon, and inside that it is bound. In the same way, we are making our own self attached with so many objects of this world. Always we are forgetting some care-offs. I am the husband of, I am the wife of, I am the Shishya of, I am Guru of. So many. Always. And in one side we are saying, I want freedom, I want independence and all. But we are making ourselves limited and limited. And saying, I want to be unlimited. No. Both won't do together. So, this liberation is nothing but a creation of your mind, because bondage was a creation. Then question comes, how can you say it is a creation of the mind, because liberation is not a created thing? Yes, liberation is not a created thing, it is the Swarupa actually. Moksha is the Swarupa, Mukta Swarupa, not something to be made. But you have made all these bondages by your mind. Like when we were small children, we used to play in long mats, we will roll ourselves, or in some saris of mother, we roll ourselves. If once you rolled yourself, you have to do everything in the opposite direction. That's a sort of de-rolling. The same thing is here. With your mind you went here and there, and in so many hooks you attached yourself. Now you have to remove all these attachments. And for that discrimination is there, the process of discrimination. For the Shastras are there, neti, neti, not this, not this. All are for this. Muktiyai nirvishayam. Making your own mind detached. Actually, to make our mind detached, there is no work, there is no activity. No work is needed. But with your effort, you attached. So to detach also, you have to work. What?
This mantra in Kata Upanishad, the famous mantra, Pranchikhani Yatranat Swayambhu. This, the senses where, that the nature of the senses is to go outward.
Yeah.
It was created that
Yeah.
way. So why? Why?
There is no why. It is so. Paranjikhani Vedranat Swayambhu. You won't get a reply for your why there. Because it is the nature of creation. All the senses are made looking outward. Paranji. Going outward. Paranji means going outward. Your eye, your ear, your nose, all the sense organs are going outward. It's a manufacturing defect, and you cannot say why. Just you can say this much, it is so.
Yes.
What we have to do now? It is made so. There are two options. Or one, you can throw it away. This is very bad. This have manufacturing defect, so I don't want this. Other is make use of it. If you purchase something from a shop and the condition is goods once sold will not be taken back. Nowadays, they are taking back everything. And people are using, and after using, they are giving back. It was not the system earlier. Once sold will not be taken back. That is the system here. It is the best system. It is the best system. Sold items will not be taken back. If that was the condition, that is the condition, then there are two options before you. One is throw it away, saying it is having manufacturing defect. The other option is repair it somehow. Make use of it. What is practical? The second thing is practical. So you cannot get answer why. It is so. And that is, our Rishi expected such a question. That is why it is said, Paranji Khani Vedranat Ishwaraha. No. If it was Ishwara, your question will come. Why it is so? He could have made it otherwise. But here it is Swayambhu. Swayambhu is one who is emanating by his own, not from another cause. So it is so. It is the nature. That is why the term Swayambhu is used there. Otherwise it could have been something else, like Ishvara or Brahma or Vidhada or like that. If it is Vidhada, you can go to him and demand, change this. But it is Swayambhu. See the beauty of that. So, practical thing we can do is make use of it. Don't throw it away. That is making use of the greatest instrument we got, this human body. And in Aitareya Upanishad it is said, Purusho vava sukridam, purusho vava sukridam. It is well done, well done. Praising human body. So, bandhaya vishayasaktam, mukti nirvishayam smritam. Both are under our own, not control, but purview. According to our vision, we can act. If we want bandham, we can be vishayasakta. That's up to we people. What to do? I am living like this. What do you want? No, nothing. I don't want anything. It is your freedom. Mukti nirvishayam smritam. So, making our own mind attached with objects, we are binding ourselves. Now so many attachments came. It is true. There is no use in saying, no, I don't have any attachment. There is no use in that. I have these like attachments. Now you try to realize, is it true or not? Is it real or unreal? My this, my that, my wife, my husband, my guru, my shishya, my house, my ashrama, and so many attachments are there. Just to think, are these real or not? If they are real, all the time they must be like that. No. Before signing one paper, she was not my wife. And after signing another paper, she will not be my wife, my ex-wife. There are so many beautiful verses in Puranas, many Puranas, not in one place, many places, that in rivers, when the water is flowing in curves, so many wooden logs will come together. And after a while, they will be separated. Like that, this world is. All attachments are only like that. Nothing is permanent. There is a beautiful description, Shashvanashwarameva Vishwamakhilam Nishchitya Vacha Guru. Shashvanashwaram. There is a question, is there anything permanent in this world? Yes, there is one thing permanent in this world. What is that? Everything is impermanent. That alone is permanent. Permanently impermanent. Shashvanashwara. That is the rule of this world. So nothing is permanent in this world. But still we are attached. So remove this attachment. How? Proper discrimination. That is the only way to get rid of these attachments. It don't say you get rid of your wife. No. Here it is not saying get rid of your father or mother. No. Just think how this attachment comes. See, if these attachments are not binding us, it's all right. Let it be there. But simply speaking won't do. We can speak, Oh, these are not binding me. I am above all these subjects. We can speak. But simple speaking will not do.
When we try to limit our attachments first, to not have so many attachments but limit them. But is it actually helpful to do that? Because the nature of the mind is to go outwards. Then even if we only have a few things we're attached to, the attention is still the same. Whether the attention is scattered or focused, the mind is still going outward. Whether it's a couple of attachments or many, is it actually better to have less?
See, you have 1,000 attachments and you have only one attachment. Both are same.
Mm-hmm.
When you have only one attachment, it will be so powerful.
Yes.
So the power of mind, which is attaching yourself with one object or 1,000 objects, are the same.
Mm-hmm.
So what is required is go deep within and inquire, is this real or not?
Mm-hmm.
Objects of attachments, are they real or not? They are not real, unreal. That constant contemplation and the knowledge that each and every attachment, they are binding me to those objects and limiting me. I am limited by my attachments. And that very limitations, they are creating all sorts of all bondages. And if I am for getting moksha or liberation, the only thing I have to do is get rid of these attachments. Not objects. Not objects of attachment, but attachment. Objects will be there in the world. And even if you are living in a room without gross objects, you can be attached
With mind.
with mind. Subtle attachments will be there. So you need not get rid of any object. Get rid of the attachment or the notion, wrong notion of attachment. That is what is required. So accordingly, bandha and moksha are there. Bandhaya vishaya saktam. A mind which is attached to vishayas, that is the cause for bondage. And a mind which is devoid of attachment is the cause for liberation. So, for your bandha and moksha, responsible faculty is your mind alone. And it is under my being. So I can work on it. If it was something else residing in Vaikuntha or Kailasa, I don't have control over it. Then there is no use for Shastras. There is no use for yoga. There is no use for Vedanta. But here it is, the cause for this is mind and it is under my being. So I can work on it. How? What work I should do?
So we have to divert our concentration to another thing when we are attached to something.
No, then you will be attached to that.
So we can go for the
You-
jnana of a guru or a...
Then you will be attached to Guru. Why you are depending on Guru and this, that? Go inside.
But Swami,
Yeah, practically it's very difficult to get rid of this attachment in practice.
Then it is prescribed for beginners to be attached to God or Guru. That is true. But see, attachment is an attachment. whether it is with wife or husband or with guru. It is limiting you.
Right.
It is limiting you.
So
So go deep within and analyze from where these bondages are coming. Go deep into your own self. Then you will see this mind, intellect, indriyas and all are just instruments. And you must be above this.
So our minds are constantly working within this subject-object duality. So, like you said, the objects will still be there, but it's the attachment to them that we have to change. So, the practice of that, you said, discrimination. So, on a practical level, when the mind starts to create that separation, this is the object, this is me, I have some desire for that because I have this incompleteness or something.
Feeling of incompleteness.
Feeling of incompleteness. So then the practice is to come back to the knowledge that that division is not real, is what you're saying, this discrimination. Because the other thing we can do, like he said, to put it on another object, like Guru, God, some positive attachment. But if we want to do it through discrimination, what does that mean exactly?
See, just contemplating what my real nature is. My real nature is asango hyayam purushaha. How it is asangaha? When we are in the waking state, so many objects are there, so many persons are there, so many things are there. And I am here attached with all. Attached with all. In two senses. This is mine, this is not mine. This is for me, this is against me. All sorts of dualities are there, and I am attached to so many thousands and thousands of objects in the waking state. And I am slowly going to swapna state, dream state. Still there are attachments and detachments. There are objects. There are good and bad. So many. Praise and curse, everything are there. And from there still I am going to deep sleep and there is nothing. I am alone there. So from this analysis of the avasthatraya, three states of my being, I can realize for myself that my real nature is asangaha. Because wherever a mother moves, she is carrying her child. Whether it is to shop or whether it is to park or whether it is to kitchen or office, she is attached. But when I go from my waking to dream and dream to deep sleep, I am not taking all these things with me. So Upanishad says, asango hyayam purushaha. This purusha is asangaha, unattached. That is my real nature. Then if it is my real nature, how all these attachments are coming? Because of superimpositions. So my work is to detach or to remove created attachments. All these are my own creations. That is muktiyai nirvishayam smrutam. That which is devoid of attachment. That is for mukti, liberation. So our work is to make this mind unattached. But by practice, And by the nature of creation itself, mind tends to be attached. Then what we will do? There it is said, Kaschid dhira pratyagatmanam aikshad avrutta chakshura amrutatvam ichha. Kaschid dhira. A dhira who is one amongst a thousands. He realized the real nature. Pratyagatmanam aikshad. How? Avrutta chakshuhu. Avrutta chakshuhu. Avrutta means inverting something or reverting something. So by nature it is outward, making it inward. And for doing that, there must be some strong urge. And what is that? Amritatvam ichha. To have immortality. That urge, firm urge to have immortality, because all this death and bondage comes out of this attachment and external objects, identifications. So to have that immortality, he made his own senses inward. And only a dhira can do that, not everybody. Dhira is one who is controlling his own intellect. Dhiyam rati iti dhira. Dhiyam rati iti dhira. One who is controlling his own intellect is dhira. So here, how to get rid of, or can we have freedom from these clutches? That is the question. Then the answer is, yato nirvishayasya manaso muktirishyate ato nirvishayam nityam mana karyam mumukshuna. Yato nirvishayasya manaso muktirishyate ato nirvishayam nityam mana karyam mumukshuna. Yato nirvishayasya asya manasaha muktihi ishyate. Ataha nityam manaha nirvishayam karyam. Ataha nityam nirvishayam karyam. Karyam is to be done. What is to be done? Manaha nirvishayam karyam. Mind is to be made nirvishaya, devoid of attachments. That is karyam, is to be done. It's a kartavya, karyam. By whom? Mumukshuna, by a seeker. Seeker of what? Liberation, moksha. One who is to have this ultimate freedom from all bondages and ignorance. He is a mumukshu. And mumukshuna, by such a seeker, it is to be done. It's a karyam. If you are a mumukshu, it is your karyam. If you are not a mumukshu, it is not a karyam. You have the right to be a mumukshu or not a mumukshu. There is no any pressure, nobody is dictating. Nobody is holding you tight and saying, learn Amritabindu Upanishad. No. You selected. As you selected, you must let go. If you are a mumukshu, one who is seeking for liberation, or one who realizes my real goal in this life is to get liberated from the bondages, it is his duty. He is duty bound to make his own mind free from bondages. Why? Yataha, because, or wherefore, asya manasaha nirvishayasya muktihi ishyate. Nirvishayasya manasaha muktihi. Liberation is, or mukti is, asya nirvishayasya manasaha ishyate, is ishyate, said to be. That is, mukti is said to happen for a mind which is devoid of attachments or desires. Nirvishayasya manasaha. Nirvishayaha means devoid of vishayas. Vishaya means, actually the meaning of vishaya is object, but here attachment with objects. So nirvishayaha manaha means a mind devoid of attachments with objects. So such a mind is fit to have liberation. It is fit to have moksha. That is the only prerequisite for moksha, nothing else. I have learned this much Upanishad. I know this much Shastra. Those are not qualifications. Those says, you know something and you are attached to that knowledge. That is making you more and more bound. I have this knowledge, I have this knowledge. It is just declaring your own ego, your own attachment with it. You have many objects in this world, still now you have more because of this identification with knowledge, this, that. So, what is required is making mind nirvishaya, without attachments, devoid of attachment. Such a mind is fit to have moksha. Ishyate, muktihi ishyate. Said to have mukti. Eto nirvishayasya manaso mukti rishyate. That is the only prerequisite needed. Make our own mind devoid of attachments. How it can be done? See, only by realizing the real nature of our own self, it will happen. We can, for temporarily, we can make mind devoid of attachments through some practices. But then that practice is not there, it will again come to the earlier spot. So, the only way to make mind detached is knowing my real nature. That is asanga svabhava. Asango hyayam purushaha. I am not attached to anything in this. That knowledge alone will make your mind detached. Because as I am really not unattached, asangaha, all these attachments are coming as a product of mind, creations of mind. So, removing such superimpositions will alone make the mind unattached. And that is possible only through knowing our own real self. That is the only way.
When I was young, I can remember having an experience where I was walking on the road and I started thinking about growing up. I think I was 8 years old or something. And I started having the thought, there's something that's the same from the time I'm born to now that hasn't changed, even though the body and mind are changing and so on. And I had very clear, I remember it still very clear in the mind, this understanding that there is I that doesn't have any qualities, that doesn't, it's not perceivable, it's the ground of creation, what we say ground of creation in Vedanta. So that can be clear at times, to me, even that is clear. But still, I have attachment and misery and the desire for things to be a certain way. So sometimes I'm not understanding what is being taught in Vedanta, because when it's said, what is the ground of creation, that I, that Chaitanya Swabhava, I feel I know what is being said there. But somehow still, mind is coming in and creating problems.
Yeah, that is the problem. You had that vision when you were a child. That is because of our pre-samskaras. The samskara we accumulated through studies and satsangas in our earlier birth. Only because of that, in the earlier childhood, that remembrance comes. And for another person who is inculcating that feeling with the help of studies, he know I am unattached. I am asangaha. But mind is there. With all power it is there. And of course, as we are human beings, there will be so many samskaras which are propelling us to do sadhanas. And at the same time, there are so many bundles of samskaras which are taking us away from sadhana. Both are there within. As is said in Upanishad, punyena punyam, papena papam, ubhabhyameva manushya lokam. With punya we are getting such births, punya births. With papa we are getting papa birth. Ubhabhyam, when both are there, we are getting human birth. So in human beings, both these forces are there. But through proper sadhana, proper vichara, proper contemplation, we cannot use the term change, but still we can use the term change. Change our mind or prune. But the term pruning also is not correct because it is cutting something. But still we can say for study purpose, we can prune our mind. That is sadhana. So, when sadhana samskara is growing within, naturally, quite naturally, other samskaras will not have that much effect or what you call prabhava. So even if you know that you are unattached, so many attachments comes. That is why the world is. That is the reason for becoming a sadhaka. Otherwise, no. There is no need for any sadhana or shastra. Because our real nature is that of Sat, Chit and Ananda. Nobody needs any sadhana. But mind is there. It is with samskaras. From one point we know this is the truth. But still that is with us. Mind is with us. So that is it is saying this is karyam. This is to be done by mumukshuna. What? Nirvishayam. Manah karyam mumukshuna. Nityam, daily. Because once you stop it, again all the samskaras will come in and all bondages will come in. So, making mind what? Nirvishaya. Making it without attachments towards objects. That is your duty. Why it is your duty? Because you are a mumukshu. Who told you to be a mumukshu? Who asked? Nobody asked you. You only selected. And as you are a mumukshu, it is your duty. That is why it is said karyam. Nothing else we have to do. There is only one work. And that is nirvishayam manaha karyam. Make mind unattached. How? Through constant thinking of the real nature. What is my real nature? My real nature is asanga. Like there are so many parasite plants. On a big tree, there are so many parasite plants. Of course, they will have green leaves. One who do not know the real nature of the tree, he will take that parasite also as the leaf of that tree. And he will be happy within, oh, how many leaves are there in that tree. But actually it is not the leaves of that tree. It is the parasitic plant. That knowledge must be there, which is the leaf and which is the parasite. Simple knowledge will not do. With that knowledge, we have to remove the parasite plant. For what? To save or to protect the plant. Same is here. Knowing our real nature is asanga will not do. Even though my real nature is asanga, I have made my mind with So many types of superimpositions and false identifications attached. Now it is my duty to remove these attachments. That is the karya of mumukshu. That is the karya, work to be done by a mumukshu. Why it is to be done? Yataha, since asya manasaha nirvishayasya muktihi ishyate. Mukti is said to happen only when your mind is unattached or devoid of all attachment. Then only mukti will come. Because mukti is not something to be acquired. Mukti is not something to be acquired. Mukti is the sahaja swabhava. But your mind, with its identifications, false identifications, superimpositions and all, it is going and making itself attached to so many things, and because of this false identification you are not having your own ananda. So, yataha nirvishayasya asya muktihi ishyate. When your mind becomes nirvishaya, the real nature, which is ananda, will shine again. And to have that, it is your duty to remove false identifications. That is said here. What?
So sometimes it's said like, you don't need to keep, like you said to me the other day, do you need to keep reminding yourself, I'm Leela-mayi, I'm Leela-mayi, I'm Leela-mayi, or do you already know it? And like 10th man example is used in Vedanta. Once you know you're 10th man, you're not going to forget that knowledge ever. So we say it's knowing. Once the knowledge is there, like once I know this floor is white, I'm not going to forget the floor is white. But if I know what I am, why do I still have superimposition? Why do I still have that?
See, knowledge has simply knowing this is that. And so many mental stuff attaching yourself to many objects, they are there. So that knowledge is not aparoksha now. It is only paroksha jnana. It is only paroksha jnana now. You must make it aparoksha. You must make it aparoksha. Actually, it is not something making, but we cannot say in other words. Some word you have to use. So we are saying making aparoksha. Actually, it is not something making.
Right.
That knowledge must be the very being of myself. As you said, I am Leela-mayi, I am Leela-mayi, I am Leela-mayi. You need not repeat that. But you need not repeat because you are firm in that knowledge. Here that firmness is not there. Here that firmness is not there. And here that aspect has not been taken here. Here what aspect we have taken is manasaha nirvishayam karya. Detaching this mind with objects. That is the karya of mumukshu. That is to be done by a mumukshu. Why and how? These are the questions. Why to do such and how? That we can look a little later. 2 mantras. Then after some time again.
Muneva Manusharam Karan Bandhana Moksha Hitajiમાં પણ આવે છે ને શ્લોક?
Nay.
નથી આવતો.
No.
અલગ છે.
There is no such a verse in Gita, but when we explain Gita, of course such mantras will come. Such mantras will come. There is no such a mantra in Gita.
There is no.
No.
But often again જ્યારે મન વિશે જ્યારે અંતરે આવે છે કોઈ કયા અધ્યાયમાં ત્યારે આ મંત્રનું ઘણી વખત ઉલ્લેખ થાય.
This mantra is not there. This mantra is not there.
3 mantras we finished.
3. This was the last one was the third.
So,
Third after third.
we chant the 3. First is Mano Hidvidham Proktam Shuddham Cha Shuddhameva Cha Ashuddham Kama Samyuktam Shuddham Kama Vivarjidam Mana Eva Manushyanam Karanam Bandha Mokshayoh Bandhaya Vishayasaktam Muktye Nirvishayam Smridam Yato Nirvishayasyasya Manaso Muktirishyate Ato Nirvishayam Nityam Mana Karyam Mumukshuna. Is the idea clear?
Yes.
Then we can learn 4th after some time.